So a client comes to you and they're like, I have this product. I want you to show every single feature it has. I want to only pay for one video. So I need you to show everything in this one video. And the budget is $200.
Yeah, that's tricky. The only thing really you can do is run away.
So this is the tug of war between what the client needs and the vision and creative artistry. It can be the make or break of your career.
The way you handle this can literally tank a project or create a long-lasting relationship with an amazing client. We're going to try and give you the perspective of both sides because we've had the privilege of being on both sides of this conflict, and of course hints and tips how to avoid it or how to manage it when it does inevitably affect you.
So let's get started with what causes the creative client tug of war.
The problem is, on the surface, the priorities of each of the parties are seemingly very different. And ultimately, it's not really a balanced argument.
As creators, we do need to please the client.
Of course.
And we need to accept that they have knowledge that we don't.
And they're paying the bills at the end of the day as well.
What do you want? What do you want?
It's not that simple.
What do you want?
We have to remember their focus is on two things: brand building, brand image, and then ultimately 9 times out of 10, direct marketing and sales. They're going to want that video or that photo shoot to market the product. And how do you do that? Well, you show the key selling points. Usually the client will come to you with a brief and there'll be a whole list of features that they want to show.
I actually lied. There is a third, secret need. It's unspoken, but obvious.
Number 3, they want value for money. We know that a good strategy would be to break down those KSPs and create 6 pieces of short form content, much more concise, much more snappy, dynamic. But then we have to charge for 6 pieces of content rather than 1 piece of content. And for a client, they optically see that as, okay, that's now a more expensive project.
We need a way of being able to deal with that as a creator. So onto the creator perspective, which you're all going to relate to. You want it to look nice.
I mean, that's number 1, the creator is looking for something visually stunning,
portfolio piece,
inspirational, and usually it's very much kind of, okay, I just want this to be the best possible video or photo. Something looking nice isn't as simple as just being aesthetically pleasing. You also want it to be in the right style. If it's a tech product, this might be like a futuristic modern sci-fi style.
It's the visual impact that's the focus on a creator's mind.
For example, in our case, because we love narrative-driven work, very often that is paired with a story. If you looking at creating one video and you want a story and you want visual impact and you want all of those things that we said from a client side, it's too much.
It's going to be an absolute mess.
And what else? What other points to consider from the creator perspective?
Creators have a lot of experience with social media.
Because of this experience with social media, the creator is looking to make each of the deliverables or whatever it is as catered to be successful on the platform it will be distributed on as possible. It's important here to notice the commonality. Both parties want the video to be successful, but the definition of success is sometimes very different. And the creator will want it to be successful on the platform. So they will say, okay, well, if it's TikTok, we should follow a trend. Or if it's YouTube, it should be slightly longer form and it needs to be this structure.
So the best outcome is where the piece of content is beautiful, perfect for the platform, an ideal portfolio piece for the creator, and one that generates tons of leads and it's buttery smooth.
And it sounds like a unicorn. It can be very difficult to achieve, but it is possible. And we're going to go through the techniques that you need to implement and the things to think about to make sure that you can achieve that perfect compromise. So let's start with the number 1 thing, which is the most important thing. And it's like apple cider vinegar. It's a cure-all. And that is the relationship. Fostering the relationship between yourself and the client from the very beginning is key. And most often, this revolves around open communication.
That's the downfall of most relationships.
Yeah. If you have any doubts about whether you're going in the right direction, whether your client is satisfied, whether you're understanding what they want, send them a follow-up email. Get on a call with them. It's just a conversation. The relationship part is the human part, a place of mutual respect and all that kind of jazz.
I would say that's one of our biggest strengths as creators.
The best position to be in is if you and the person you're working for, at the end of the day, at the end of it all, want to go for a drink together and hang out?
I actually think there's a step before this, and it's more about when you're acquiring the client.
Okay.
It's the creator's responsibility to market themselves as to what exactly they offer. For example, a corporate client coming to us wanting a commercial video, white studio background. If we said yes, which we have, it's just not going to be a good time for anyone. Oh God, it just looks so terrible. Instantly, there's a battle going on, and you have to compromise in a way that's actually devastating to your creative little brain.
So if you take on a project that isn't you creatively, straight away, you're trying to make that project into something that is creatively you.
Or the complete opposite, and you just give everything that the client wants and you actually hate the project.
Either way, either of those options are bad.
This is obviously a privilege that you get as you've been getting more experience. Obviously, when you're starting out, you don't get to be as picky about your jobs. And actually, that's a great thing because you get to test out a load of different fields and see what you want, the kind of jobs that you want to take on, and what you need to learn to say no to. Do you know what I think a huge tip for this is to use something like Masterclass, where they've got the art of conversation videos, or learn how to communicate, so that you can work out how to make your client happy whilst gently telling them that you hate their idea. It's gentle parenting.
Yeah.
So they come to you, they're like, okay, so we want this video, we want the beginning title, we want it to be in Comic Sans, we want it to be in Papyrus.
And you say, I don't want it to be in Papyrus. I don't think that looks
terrible. No, you have to tell them, I see where you're coming from.
I love Papyrus. It's actually one of my favourite fonts, but I don't think it's right for this project because you want your brand to look futuristic, and Papyrus is a thing of the past. It's a nostalgic.
And it's about telling them your expertise, but in a way that doesn't hurt their ego. And this is a tug of war thing because it's important to know as well during the communication at what point you need to back off as a creator.
Yeah.
Like you can say, okay, I'm going to stand my ground on the Comic Sans. But then on something else, they might want to, I don't know, have a shot in that you don't really like, but you have to accept that that's what they want. It's like with tennis, when you get the 3 chances to like argue
Hawkeye.
with the ref. Yeah, you get to put your hand up and be like, hold on a minute now.
Check that on the cameras.
It's like that with a client where you have to be careful about how many times you stand strong on a point.
Yeah, stand your ground.
A good client will respect your creative decisions.
Yeah.
More often than not, a client will say, actually, yeah.
The client will respect you if you do stand firm on certain things.
So I would say that number 3 is collaboration.
This is like your toolbox. This is like the practical side of making it work. If your client creates a detailed brief with good references,
target audience,
something that makes sense, is cohesive, and is just as in-depth as possible, you as a creator have a really good starting point to create your kind of proposal. Have the client vision right there in front of you as you mold your vision, and straight away when they see the proposal, that is already an amalgamation that's really kind of close to what they imagined. The more time you spend on that, the less time you'll be spending later on fixing mistakes,
pulling your hair out,
making your 6th round of revisions. If you nail that pre-production, it's going to be happy days. We've recently been using tools like AI, image generation, like Midjourney, storyboarding, to create visuals for the client that are as close as possible to what the final image will look like, or what we want it to look like.
I would also say like a big tip there is finding previously made examples of a video. It's a difficult process to explain, I don't know, like a transition. A really good tool, tools for this actually is iCandy.
For visual techniques, filmmaking techniques, editing techniques.
That's really cool. Shot Deck.
Love Shot Deck.
Obsessed with Shot Deck. We always use it. And actually a client recently sent us a GIF from Everything Everywhere All at Once to demonstrate a transition that they wanted.
In case you don't know, Shot Deck is a big library of stills and apparently maybe some GIFs as well
I might have made that up.
from films and TV series. You've got any still and it opens up in fairly high res. It's got like an awesome breakdown of the color palette, as well as a lot of technical data, like what it was shot with, you know, what camera, what lenses, everything. So for filmmakers, it's an incredible tool for idea generation.
All the time. I would love to create a YouTube video actually about how to make an effective proposal on Notion, because I think that's been a game-changing step for us.
Definitely.
Because, I mean, different clients, different proposals, they need different things. So, like, bigger proposals will create, like, a full pitch deck. But smaller social kind of things, it's so great for you and your team to work with, for you and a client to see. Can see updates along the way. I really want to make a YouTube video about that.
Yeah, I mean, even with the big pitch decks, everything for us starts in a Notion.
Yeah, definitely.
It will be brainstormed in Notion and then moved on to a pitch deck for like final presentation. But yeah, if you want one, let us know in the comments. We'll sort you out. I think basically communication, collaboration,
effective brief proposal.
As long as you've got these things, you're going to do well.
If you strike that perfect balance, you can have an amazing relationship, an amazing working environment, and you can create amazing work. And at the end of the day, that's what we want, as well as, you know, earning the money from it.
Thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed this episode. We really enjoyed filming it on a nice sunny day on our yellow sofa.
Yeah, I think sunny, bright setups work for the couch creator.
Of course they do.
Because we're sunny. You're a sunny person.
Thank you.
I'm a storm cloud. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.